Test, test. Okay, now it's coming through. Sorry about that, everyone. And let me turn on the original sound here so you all can hear me. Sorry, it's been so long since I've done this. I've like gotten out of the habit of how we make this all happen with the tech. Okay, so first make sure you're in tune. Just so you notice what I'm doing with my tuning, because if you don't tune with a tuner, if you do it by ear, you want to start hearing the intervals between them. You want to make sure they sound right and that they don't sound out of tune. The second note sounds just a little low. You play them together and you can kind of hear it sometimes a little better. Okay, so let's start with our regular warm-up, which is also something that we are doing. You can't see the names of those chords, the G, the A minor, and the F. Is that fine for everyone, or do you need those? You want me to? No, we're good without the name. I guess I can. Okay, so let's start with our regular warm-up. So let's get into our rhythm. It's been a while, right? Remember to keep your wrist moving up and down at a constant speed. That's what we were working on yesterday at the boot camp, actually, right? What'd you say? Oh, the chord names. Yep. Overlay. Let me just make myself a little smaller. And that should fix it. There you go. You're losing part of my face, but that's okay. Okay. So start with our C. So here we go. C. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And getting back into that feeling, right? That down, down, up, up. While your wrist is going up and down at a constant speed, right? Yesterday at the Ukulele Bootcamp, I expanded our record player metaphor. We've talked about our index finger as the needle of a record player, right? You only get sound when the needle is down, and the way that you stop it from making sound is you just move your finger off of the strings. But I want to think of that wrist as the record spinning around. It's going at a constant speed no matter what else is happening, and that's how you keep it in the rhythm, is that wrist, that right wrist, never stops moving at that speed. Strums only change based on when you lift up and when you don't. So down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. How's that feel? Is there anyone struggling with this? Throw up a hand if you're struggling a little bit. So if you're struggling, here's what I recommend. Just go to down, up, 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 and play the down, up. Keep playing the down, up. And then say, while you're playing it, say down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. And then what I want you to do is while you're saying it, look down and recognize that you're already doing what you're saying. So I want you to start playing the ones that you say harder. So down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, right? So your wrist is still moving at the same speed, but you're just playing the ones you're saying harder. And then eventually what you can do is stop playing the ones you're not saying. That's how to get into the rhythm. So if you're having trouble with it, do that as an exercise. Maybe actually I'll record a few of these as exercises, just short 3-minute YouTube videos for us too. Okay, here we go. C. C. We're going to do 4 of them. C. C. Here comes the G. G. Feel free to play with the suspensions if you're feeling it, right? Putting that middle finger down, putting the pinky. Now A minor. Here we go. A minor. A minor, A minor, A minor. Now F, F, F. Back to C, now C. Just 2 sets this time. Now G. Now A minor. Now F. Now just 1 set. Here we go to C. C. G. A minor. And F. C. Remember, you can play with that G if things are easy. Play with it. A minor. And F. Here we go now. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Vehamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Keep going. G, A minor, and F. Just as a reminder, the reason why this is so hard to sing and play is that the chord changes happen at different times from the singing melodic lines. The singing melodic lines go over the chord changes rather than happening with the chord changes, which is a little unusual for a song. Most times the melodic lines go with the chord changes. These go over the changes themselves. Here we go. So here's where you'll notice, right? Now we go to the C. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Vehamidenu Shomreinu lechaim. Don't change anything. Allow us to lie and rise in peace. Shalom. And stop on the C. Okay, how did that feel for everyone? Where are we at on that? How many times do we go in the circle of Hashkivenu Friday night? 50? No. That's not how it ends. No. Um, so what I would say is, don't worry so much about ending the song with Hashkivenu. Right, Hashkivenu goes on for a really long time with the same chord progression. It's part of its magic too, right? Is there something meditative about it that you fall into, right? Um, but there's all the different parts in the now canonized Rabbi Randy official copyrighted version. Uh, I would end it however you want. I don't have a stand when I play it, and I'm not doing it. I mean, at this point now, I sort of do it the Rabbi Randy version, but I did this for 20 years with not the Rabbi Randy version, and you just end where you end. Usually, I go back to Hashkivenu, or everything's going to be all right as a nice ending, or just another way to end is always to do a final set through. Where you play the set through and you don't even sing over it, and then you end on just that C. Oh yeah. Sorry, that's probably a helpful thing. You usually want to end a song on the same chord that it starts with. I would say 85%, 90% of the songs, that's the case of. Yes. Oh yeah. You could be doing it with me on this Friday. Yeah, yeah. It's Karen and myself this Friday. So in fact, I think the way we're gonna do it is Karen will more rabbi and I will more cantor, if that makes sense, and or you conduct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So don't worry about that at all. Um, would it be helpful if I play the ukulele rather than a guitar? Great. So I'll play what it'll be ukulele Shabbat. It'll be great. Um, bring your Hawaiian shirts. I've been wearing Hawaiian shirts every day to uke boot camp, so you know. Um, okay. Uh, no, Violet. All right, Albus, no. That's how it goes. In fact, so it's two counts, right? One, two, G, two, A minor. But we're just the way we're playing it is with one set of strums. I actually think probably the easiest way that I would do if you're having trouble with this is I would only pay attention to the part right down here and just do those four chords in order over and over and over again and just ignore what's over there. Don't even if you're not singing, you don't need that. If you're only playing, you only need these four chords. They're in order for you already. Just play them on repeat. Um, yeah, Linda, please. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to stop these notifications from popping up. So, but the rhythm is always the same. So if you don't pay attention to the words, nothing changes. So I think it's probably easiest to not pay attention to the words here. Sorry, I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, yeah, we're definitely going to do it one more time. I just don't understand why it's changing. Oh, I think I hit the wheel on my mouse, maybe. Okay. Uh, you got it. So I'm going to mute everyone quickly, uh, and we'll go through this again. So what I want us to focus on is if you get lost, if you get trouble with the strum, if you any of that, the most basic version of this goes like this: C, G, A minor, F, C, G, A minor, F, right? So you can just do that where you strum down at the beginning of each part. You can then go, if you want to be a little more advanced, I'm just doing downs and ups, right? Down, up, down, up. You can do 16th notes if you want to. Or you can do the full rhythm if you want to, right? but try to just play, for now, I'm going to play the full rhythm. No one else play the full rhythm right now. Everyone stop for one moment. And what I want you to do is I only want you to do the first down strum with me. So now C, G, just that down strum, A minor, and F. There you go. Right? So if you get lost, come back to that. That's where you start from. Find the one down strum, right? And do that. And get back that way. And if what you're doing is getting lost on what chord you're on, throw your finger on that C and wait for it to come back around to you. Right? So you get lost on what chord we're on, just put it on the C. And in fact, the thing about the C is since it's the root chord, right, go ahead and actually just play the C. Strum the C. Don't change chords. While I change my chords, just strum your C. You'll notice it doesn't actually sound awful, right? Your C playing along with what's coming out of the speaker. It doesn't sound perfect because it's different chords, but because C is the root chord of this song, it's not terrible. So you can always just go back to that C. Down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. So that's a mental perspective to take into this for Friday night, is if you get lost, go back to the basics. And that, by the way, is true forever. It continues to be true that, if on Friday night, when we're sort of playing around at a little jam session after services and someone plays a song that I don't know, I will start by playing it that way. I will start by just getting it there. Or if I'm having trouble, sometimes I have trouble finding a rhythm and a strum, then you just go to that one strum on the down until you've got the chords and the feel. That never goes away. So that's a great approach and a skill to take into any song. Yeah, Linda. Oh, maybe what we'll do is we'll have all the Ukers. That's a great thought. Maybe we'll have all the Ukers be the equivalent of Leslie and Andrew in terms of where we sit and do a semicircle there or something. So we can be together, we can play together, and then we can even set up some microphones so everyone can hear all of us too. Yep. Okay, let's go through a few other songs with last minutes that we've got here that we're going to play. Okay, here's another one that we're going to play. These are chords we haven't touched in a while, actually, so this will be good. We may have never played this song, Us. Is that possible? We did. I mean, we did at the original boot camp, but I don't know that we have since then. Okay, so go ahead and first get that D minor down. If you're a guitar player, remember it's the same shape as an A minor. And one thing I've been working on with the boot campers, and my guess is that the folks here are advanced beyond this, but if it's a helpful perspective, is if you're adding in a new chord, take the chord before it and play in rhythm on it until you can sort of do it without thinking, right? Where your right hand's moving without thinking and you're not changing anything with your left hand, so you're not thinking. And then you can use your thinking to think about that next chord. So do that now. Play that D minor, right? And you can just down, up, if you want, right? That's an easy strum. Here we go. Down, up, down, right? So then look down and think about how you're going to move to the A7. And actually, it's really easy because that index finger is just going to move up one string and the other two fingers will get lifted up, right? Don't actually change yet. Just look and think about it. Comprehend it before you do it. And here we go, A7. Stay here for a second and think about how we're going to move to that D minor, right? Our second and our third fingers are going to drop in on that second fret, and that index finger is going to move down. Here we go now. Two, three, A7. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Here we go, D minor. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Here we go. A7, 2, 3, 4. Now back to D minor and stop. Okay, how did those chord changes feel? Just the show of thumbs real quick. Feel comfortable? Great. Okay, so now let's work on actually playing this song. This is from right before the Amidah. Right, these are the words traditional before the one part of the service that's called prayer, tefillah, the Amidah. So this is very much a moment to move us into that mental, emotional, spiritual space. So this is you'll recognize this melody, right? Na 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 A7. A7, now we go to D minor. D minor, now we go to A7. A7 and back to D minor. That's the whole song. So this is a great song for practicing your rhythm and your strums, because that's how we'll play it the first time. We will strum it just like that, right? And then actually we're going to add with the strum. Does that make sense? We'll go ahead and play it now. But okay, here we go. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. Notice you just play each one twice. Na 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 ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. I'm just doing down strums here. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Now I'm doing down and up, right? And look, we're not even speeding up that much, but when you change the strums like this, you can really up the intensity, right? Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. A little faster. Na 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 ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agid. Okay, one note here. I changed how I strummed as we got faster. I found it hard to do just that index finger. So what I changed to, let me make myself full screen so you can see it a little better. What I changed to is I start strumming down with like, what am I doing? Down. I'm doing down with the nails on my second and third finger, but you can do your first two fingers if you want, and up with my thumb. I actually find the second and third easier. Down with the second and third, up with the thumb. And I'm using the nail. So let's try that again. And you can try that strum if you want. You don't have to change that, how you're plucking. Change that plucking, I guess. Oh, let me give you the chords back again now. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 sifatai tiftach. Na 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 ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. And while I'm doing that one strum, if you've practiced and you want to do the like never-ending strum kind of sound. You could do that also. Na 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 si fa ti ti ta. Na 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 ufi aki. Ufi aki te la te echa. Okay, because we are a more advanced group, I want to talk for a moment about what I meant by that never-ending strum, because I know, Linda, you've outlined this as sort of a life goal. Uh, okay, so for that never-ending strum, what we're trying to do is remove the rhythm from the strum. Normally your strum, it's going to be a little counterintuitive, but maybe this will be helpful. Normally the point of your strum is to be the drums of the music, right? And in fact, that's why we have that down, down, up, down, up, right? It gives you that beat in the background that carries it through. What we're trying to do with the never-ending strum is get rid of the sense of any rhythm. So you want to move at a speed and in a way, right? And I'm just kind of scraping back and forth, and I'm doing it all at the same time. My thumb's moving, my fingers are moving. It's all just kind of touching, right? And then you can get that sort of. Oh, sorry, I'm playing a C. Let me go to the minor chord here, our D minor chord. Ah, na 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 na. Right, and then we have these sort of phrases that aren't being driven with a 3, 4, 1. Right, the drive goes away. So when you're practicing, that's your real key. That's how you'll know you're there. Is if there's no sense of rhythm, right? It becomes that instead of. And the real key there is to have that thumb going up and those other fingers going down, and all of it sort of just. It's harder to do with just one finger. Okay. Did that help? Was that a. I see Amy like smiling, like she got it. Yeah, good. Good. Yeah, there you go. And that's a great one. Ukulele white noise. Ooh, I like that, Sean, right? Yeah. I think of it, the word I associate, it's like a Rabbi Jim thing for me, and I think of it as the musical term is vamping. But yeah. Okay, other thoughts or questions before we go on to another song? Yeah, Linda. So yeah, this is one you'll just have to sense. And actually, that's what I would say is on a song like this, where the chords themselves are simple and easy, that is what I'd recommend overtly practicing. Like, have your brain focus on that. Um, each of them comes twice. So there's na 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 Adonai. And now we get a second A7. Here's the problem. Actually, what we've got is we've got a D minor, then we've got two A7s, and then we've got a D minor. And that repeats over and over again. Right? D minor, now A7, and then a second A7, and then back to D minor. So starting here, we have two D minors in a row because now we get another D minor. But actually, I think that's probably a better way of thinking about it. Is actually think of it as D minor, A7, A7, D minor. And in fact, I am going to change that right now. Okay, and I have to go in just one moment. But let's see. Okay, Judy, here's how the slide looks now. I think this will help actually, because that's what it is. And just like Hashkidenu, this is repeated over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I get that. Focus on the other thing that I would say, Judy, particularly with your background as a bass player, is focus on the beat and let the beat tell you when the chord changes. Um, just as a reminder, uh, there's a link to the all of these things that I'm showing. Oh yes, yeah. Thank you. We're gonna do Adonai Sifatai. We're going to do Mariv Aravim. I have 2 minutes. I'm gonna play these very quickly, just so we've got them. So evening, the evening the frayed edges of our lives, Mahariv, Aravim, Amen, 2, 3, 4, Ma'ariv, Aravim, Amen. Evening the frayed edges of our lives, Ma'ariv, Aravim, Amen. They can be, but you could also do a different strum, right? You could also do evening, evening, evening the frayed edges of our lives, and then it's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and you get 4 for each slash. So that's what it really is, and then you can insert your strum to that sort of rhythm, if that makes sense. Yeah, Ray. Oh, sorry, Ray. I thought you were saying something. Um, yeah, Amy. There won't be a screen. I'm going to print out copies for all of our Ukers because we're out in the garden. Exactly. Uh, we'll play Odiavo, which is our first song. I'm going to play this again real quickly just for the recording, and then I have to go. I've got a meeting that's supposed to start right now. Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Or it can be down, down, up. Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, Shalom, down, up, down. Salam Aleinu Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, Shalom. Okay, I have to go. Until next time, everyone. So this is all as a recording, so it's on the stream.